Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Imposter Syndrome Disrupted. Today is October 26, 2021. And as always, I'm here every second and fourth Tuesday for these episodes of Imposter Syndrome Disrupted. So, welcome, welcome. Come on in, join in the chat. As you will see with the ticker at the bottom, join in by leaving a comment. If you're a woman entrepreneur, leave a comment with one of your recent wins as a small business owner, as an entrepreneur. What's one of your wins? Put it in the chat. Let's get that energy going. But welcome, welcome, welcome. Wow, it is October 26th. October, one of the national observances for this month is that October is National Women's Small Business Month. So happy Women's Small Business Month to all of my fellow women business owners. I hope you've been rocking it this month, handling the business and shining online as well. Speaking of shine online, let me just back up a little bit and give you my introduction. For those who may be new to my broadcast, I am Clarene Mitchell, the LinkedIn Results Igniter. I'm the owner of TCM Communications. Through my company, I empower success-driven entrepreneurs, business owners, and others to effectively leverage LinkedIn to generate solid organic leads. That's what I do all day long, one way or another, through one-on-one coaching, group training, event speaking, and I'll talk about this more later, I'm an author of a LinkedIn book as well. So that's me. That's what I do through my business, and I'm a LinkedIn expert, but that's not what this show is about. At least that's not what we talk about in totality. Of course, I can't be on here and not share some LinkedIn information from time to time. And actually, the reason I even started this show, Imposter Syndrome Disrupted, is based upon my experiences coaching women entrepreneurs who struggled with being able to show up boldly online, on LinkedIn, and be very bold with showing their expertise. And that really was the foundation to me starting this show. So LinkedIn is all about this show one way or another. But really, this show is to empower women entrepreneurs, be able to have our tribe, our community here every second and fourth Tuesday to really talk about what it takes to be a strong woman entrepreneur, strong and successful woman entrepreneur. I see you coming in. All right. Hi, Dana. Welcome, welcome. One of my wins has been taking on a client for one-on-one coaching, moving into monthly coaching to build her organization. All right. Congratulations, Dana. I love hearing that. Continue to grow your business. That's exciting. Brigetta. All right, now so for those that don't know, I'm in the greater Milwaukee, Wisconsin area. And so I have a lot of locals on already and then some. But hey, Brigetta, I just secured another I love how she said another contract and have put in more edits to my logo to be finalized. I'm looking forward to seeing that logo, Brigetta. Keep doing it. See, I love starting off with this instead of the generic, putting in your location and all of that. We can see our locations from our LinkedIn profile. Let's take it to another level. Let's really celebrate each other here. Hey, Lori, one of my new connections who's quickly become one of my LinkedIn besties and otherwise. Thanks for doing this. Thanks for showing up. Welcome. This is your first time with my LinkedIn Live show, Imposter Syndrome Disrupted. So keep coming on in. I'm going to quickly get to my agenda because my special guest is in the green room waiting, and I want to get to her quickly. So let me get to the agenda. And so the routine, the format of this show is, of course, you come on in, we get started. But I always want to share and uplift. So right away, I share something inspirational, usually a quote. And then I want to share also a resource, have multiple resources, but I think I just want to share one big one because it's time sensitive today. And then we'll get to the featured guests for today. But even before I do that, I want to get this started. So I will be giving away a copy of my Shine Online with LinkedIn book, as I generally do. So in the chat, rather, put in, and you see the ticker, I changed it. Put in the chat, I am resilient. The hashtag I am resilient. So #, I am resilient with no spacing, just # I am resilient. And it connects to my speaker and all that she will share shortly. But I am resilient. Put it in the chat because someone will be able to win my book based on that. And it will be uh automated process of how the person is selected, which is always cool to do. So be sure if you want to win my book to put it in. I don't have any entries yet, but put the hashtag I am resilient in the chat to be a part of the giveaway. All right. I am resilient. I see you, Tonda. Yay. Okay, see, I just got distracted, and so forgive me, and then I'm gonna move on to my agenda. But I see my longtime mentor, Dr. McManus, is here, and I am so thrilled and honored she's here and joining. So thank you for joining. Good morning. Hello, Dr. McManus. All right, let's see. 2 entries so far. Great, it's working. So I just had to check the tool that I use. And again, stay tuned to the end because it is so cool how it takes me out the process so I don't get in trouble by who gets selected. I do it through this tool, but it's so cool. So I am resilient. Put that in the chat for an opportunity to win my LinkedIn book. But let me hasten on with the agenda and get to the motivational quote. And so this one is a lot to read. I understand that, but I want to share it. And then what I will do, I promise, after I end the broadcast, I will add it into the chat. So into the comments for this episode where you can see and read all of this. So it is affirmations for female entrepreneurs, and it's from ladiesmakingmoney.com. So if you want to go to their website, ladiesmakingmoney.com, then you will be able to see all of it in detail. But right off from the top is success and achievement naturally comes to me. And so connecting to our topic today, which is resiliency and the importance of resiliency as women entrepreneurs, women business owners, we have to have affirmations. And I don't want to get too much into this because I'm sure Dr. Holton, Dr. Helen will get into how affirmations can be a powerful way of making sure that we are staying resilient, bouncing back, and moving forward with our business. So I just wanted to share this as an example. And let me pull one more. My business dreams align with my core values. I don't wait for opportunities to come to me. I create opportunities. Yeah, that's one of them finger snap kind of affirmations. We don't wait like to move our businesses forward. We have to keep moving forward and seizing opportunities, not waiting for opportunities to just fall in our laps, because that generally doesn't happen. If we want to make things happen, if we want things to happen, we have to make things happen. And so the resource I want to share with you is, and always you should never come to Imposter Syndrome Disrupted without a pen and paper, because the gems that my guests share, but then the resources that I share with you as well. So today's resource that I want to share is about a grant opportunity. And this particular grant opportunity is, and I'm going to make it larger where you can see this particular grant opportunity specifically for Black women business owners, but it's the Buy from a Black Woman Business Grant. And there's multiple categories with this grant opportunity. So business grant, project grant, e-commerce, website grant support, trademark grant. The biggest thing I want you to see, and so like the business grant is $2,500. You see the project grant, $1,500. The other support is there as well, but the biggest thing I want you to see is the deadline. So the deadline is October 31st at 11:59 Eastern Standard Time. October 31st, 11:59 Eastern Standard Time is the deadline to apply. So just Google Buy from a Black Woman. you should be able to get to this, or buyfromablackwoman.org is the website, and then /empower. But that's the resource I wanted to share with you. Time sensitive, October. Again, 31st is the deadline. So check out the website, see if this is something you're interested. If you qualify, you must be a business owner. A Black woman business owner must be 18 or over. Applicants must meet the requirements as outlined by from a Black woman. So check out all the details. Business must have some type of online presence. Ha! I love that part because it connects to LinkedIn, right? Online presence, digital footprint. Talking about the importance of that because we're in the digital era, right? For some grants, proof of ownership is required, and application must be completely filled out. Okay, so that is your resource for today. Buy from a Black woman business grant opportunity. All right, now without further ado, and I went through that kind of quickly, kind of. But I'm gonna bring my guest. Let me just check the chat. If you let me just put this up from Lori. It's another resource. If you live in Beloit, Wisconsin, WIBIC. So remind me what the WIBIC stands for. Wisconsin Business Initiative. I can't remember on the spot. So put that in the chat. What WIBIC stands for is heading up a grant for 8,500. I'm guessing that is aimed at Black women, Black-owned business owners. Okay. So thank you, Lori, for sharing. Again, spell out WIBIC in the chat. And if you can put the link, if there's a link to that grant opportunity, if you can put that in the chat, that would be helpful as well. Thank you. But I'm bringing up my guests and I'm going to stop talking so we can get started. Welcome, Dr. Helen Holton, whom I affectionately just call Dr. Helen. And let me just say, full disclosure, yes, Dr. Helen is one of my top clients. So let me just get that out the way. That's a part of why she's here. But she is also an expert in what she does. And I'm thrilled and honored to have her here with me on Imposter Syndrome Disrupted. It's been a long time in the making. So yes, she's here with me. I'm going to have Dr. Helen just introduce herself. And then we're going to get into some questions. And I hope all of you who are watching, if you have some questions regarding resiliency, what it really is, or how you can be strong in your business from that perspective, put your questions in the chat. When you put your questions in, make sure you put a capital Q, or, so you don't have to write out questions. Put a capital Q in your questions so I can easily see it as I go through the comments. But welcome, Dr. Helen. Please introduce yourself. Who are you?
Thank you, Clarene. I am Helen Holton, founder of Dr. Helen Holton and Associates. I'm a strengths and culture coach, consultant, and convener of leaders and teams. We work with you, executives, entrepreneurs, and emerging leaders to increase performance, productivity, and profits. The things that matter. The Great Resignation has increased burnout and decreased retention of top talent. The Bureau of Labor Statistics is recording record high numbers of quit rates and unfilled positions. Those people who wake up and say, I'm not coming back today, I'm done. Since beginning to track these 20 years ago, did you know according to Gallup, 48% of our workforce is actively job searching or watching for new opportunities. This is a problem. A significant key to sustainable success is engagement and resilience. We work with you to leverage your leadership and upshift your success. You can always ask me how.
Dr. All right, man. Upshift your success. I like that.
Yes.
And you refer to data from Gallup.
Yeah.
And so as my client, I already know certain things about you. And so you want to share that you are a Gallup certified coach, right?
I'm a Gallup certified strengths coach and trainer, and I love it. I'm an assessment junkie, and leadership assessments and what they do to strengthen you as an entrepreneur, as an executive, an emerging leader, what the value they bring to you are of no compare. Now,
So people are, excuse me, so people are used to in the work world taking assessments, leadership skill assessments and all of that. Is that important for women entrepreneurs to do as well?
absolutely. Can I tell you, I'm where I am today because I had the opportunity to learn more about who I am, not just how the world sees me, but who I am innately. Those ways in which we just quite naturally think, feel, and behave. We take it for granted sometimes.
Right.
Resilience comes into play because when do you need resilience? What will resilience
Wait.
do for
So
you?
can we back up a little bit before we get into all of that great stuff you ready to just share those insights? Let's get basic with this. What is resilience? What does that mean?
That's exactly where I was going.
Wait a
I'm a
minute.
word person. I'm a word person. And I said,
Wait a minute. With your introduction, you didn't share where you're from, where you're located.
oh, I'm here from Baltimore, Maryland.
Yes.
I, part of who I am today is about where I physically am when I do this work doesn't matter as much as connecting with you to deliver pertinent information that's going to help you grow and be more of who you are naturally inclined to be. How when you wake up in the morning, those habits you have that if someone said, well, how are you able to do that? It comes natural to you. You don't give a second thought to it. You just do it. Resilience is the ability to bounce back from life's disruptions. Come on, Miss Disruptor. I love that. Distractions and detours. Listening to your guests coming in is, what they were saying and all of that from Diana Williams, who talked about moving her coaching from one-to-one coaching and moving into monthly sustainability in coaching. Or Brigetta, who talked about getting a new contract, securing a new contract. Resilience, baby. You didn't just wake up one day, decide to do this, and like that, it happened. You put in the work, and you moved beyond your disruptions, distractions, and detours. That's what resilience does for you. We're not born resilient. It's really something we build throughout our lives. And think about the last time you really confronted a challenge. And when you got through it, it was like, oh, I'm so glad that's over. Okay, let me go on with life. Did you stop to think about what made the difference in my getting through it and succeeding? Those are moments to capture. Repetition helps to build your resilience.
Okay.
What you do repetitively that is good and rich and positive, and it keeps you pushing through, helps to build your resilience. So, me talking to you today is not going to build your resilience. It may whet your appetite to know more about it, but it's not going to necessarily build your resilience. There are ways and practices and habits that you develop and put in place to help you do that.
So we're not born, if I understand correctly, we're not born with resilience. It's something, it's like maybe a muscle, maybe if that's
Absolutely.
an
Absolutely.
appropriate analogy.
Throughout
You
our
have to,
lives. Mm-hmm.
okay.
We build it throughout our life. But the kicker is this: how are you building it? And where's your level of engagement and awareness of you building it? And
So
as an entrepreneur, go ahead.
is the first thing then, I think what you said before, where you stop as we go through things. We don't just go through and then continue to live and experience life and challenges. When we hit those challenges, we stop and reflect on those challenges and take note of the experience so that we can take the lessons from them. Is that a
That's
part
the
of that?
beginning point. Absolutely. Because if you don't do that, you can keep confronting the same challenge, getting through it, and having absolutely no conscious understanding of how it happened. And once you have that, you're in a much better position, especially as an entrepreneur, whether you have employees, contractors, but especially your clients. The better you know you,
Mm-hmm.
the better you're able to serve.
Right.
And I'm a firm believer in servant leadership. Now, servant leadership doesn't mean poverty leadership, it means serving others.
Say that again.
That's right.
Wait.
Servant leadership is not synonymous with poverty leadership. You don't have to be poor to serve others. Get paid what you're worth. As women, that's something we have a tendency to not want to confront. No, this is my passion. I just want to do this and give this to the world. Oh, I got a contract, you know, and developing the muscle that helps you to overcome the rejections, because rejections will come.
Yes.
Are you bouncing back from them? Or are you sulking and deciding, oh, this isn't for me. I don't know what I'm doing. I shouldn't be out here doing this.
So let's stay with that one for a minute,
That's
because that brought back memories for me as a business owner, as an entrepreneur, especially to the early years of my business,
mm-hmm.
and the whole process of getting rejections, right?
Yes.
And the no's, and really understanding that, welcoming the no's, because the no's get us to the yeses, right? And
Absolutely.
it's not going to be the process of when we start a business is going to be automatic, right? We're going
Mm-hmm.
to always convert,
Mm-hmm.
right? Every sales call, we're always going to convert. Individuals, we're going to get the no's. And what one practice I've learned, and we have a shared mentor, you and I as well, and I've
Mm-hmm.
learned through her program, Dr. Avis Jones DeWeaver. Or did I say that backwards?
Yeah, nope, Jones DeWeaver.
And one thing, taking those no's and then learning, like, okay, so what is it about that client or that interaction that made it to be a no versus a yes? And a no isn't always a no. Those
That's right.
no's can convert to yeses later, right?
Mm-hmm.
But the no's get us, ahead as well, but we shouldn't be in our feelings, so to speak, is my whole
Oh,
point
I have a
about the no's. We
mhm.
welcome the no's because we can grow from them, we can
Yes,
learn from them,
yes,
and we can know that one no or two no's or three no's don't break our businesses, so to speak.
absolutely. So here's a
Or
story
shouldn't.
about that. I served for 21 years on the Baltimore City Council.
Mhm.
Now, 5 elections. Elections don't happen without an investment. Business doesn't happen without an investment. Investment is not always measured by money, but money has a lot to do with it. I ran for my very first time out running for elective office because I wanted to serve my community. But in order to serve my community, I had to get my message out there. So, my auntie, one of my sheroes in life, referred me to a political strategist who became a very dear friend and a wise man who was living in his craft of what he does. And he said to me, well, you got to raise money. I'm like, okay, okay. No, that means you have to get on the phone and ask for the money. I said, okay. My first assignment was you must get on the phone and ask at least no less than 10 people every day to give you $1,000. Now, this is back in the early 90s. I'm a Black woman. I've never put myself out there to do something so bold as this, but I needed to raise the money. Lawn signs don't come free. Literature you want to get out there ain't cheap.
Right.
And if you're a candidate in a union town, it costs you a little more.
Right.
Getting on that phone, I could talk to you about everything under the sun. But being able to say, yes, and would you contribute to my campaign and give me $1,000 without flinching and believing that I could do it?
Mhm.
Resilience.
It took
Moving
you.
beyond the disruptions, the distractions, and
Yeah.
the detours that can derail you from your purpose.
It wasn't easy when you made the first call, the second, the third, but as you continued, you got better
Repetition,
and better, right?
repetition, the motherhood of all learning. You got to do a thing to get better with it and perfect it.
Wait. See, you keep dropping all these phrases. I hope so. My friend Tevin from Brussels is here, and it's so great to have you, Tevin.
Hey,
And
Kevin.
he got one of your gems. Love that. Leadership doesn't mean poverty, but say that one again.
Look, learning and leadership, servant leadership doesn't mean poverty leadership.
No, it was another one before I just interrupted you. I need to start catching them. I'm gonna have to re-listen. I'm gonna have to watch the replay and catch all your little power statements that you've been throwing out there and then just flowing with them.
Well, it begins with knowing who you are, walking in those gifts that you have naturally. When I was a little girl, I had a knack for numbers. Does anybody here remember the dial phone? This was even before the push button. You know,
Oh my,
wait,
we
wait.
take
Now you just
ourselves,
pick
but
up your
yeah.
smartphone and say, "Hey, call so and so and so and so," and she might come back and say, "Do you want the home, the work, or the mobile?" Come on now, technology is making us lazy for the gift that it
Mm,
is. It's also
mm.
making us to not think deeply about the capacity of what we have to do. Whole nother subject. But
So let me see for the ones that I have so far, the tips you've given um, is to review when we go through
absolutely.
challenges, when we go, even good things that happen in our lives, but especially with the challenges, review those experiences and take note of the lessons that we can learn from them, right?
Review and remember.
Review and remember.
Review
Okay.
and remember is building resilience.
And then the next one, because I'm trying to catch them, repetition. Repeating the processes of doing things helps to build the resilience, right? Because resilience is like a
Mhm.
muscle, right?
Mothers, us women will appreciate this. Repetition is the motherhood of all learning. We gotta keep doing a thing to make it real, to
Keep
perfect
doing the
it.
thing to make it real. That's another gem right there, especially for women entrepreneurs.
Absolutely.
We
And I
take
have been sensitive to the BIPOC community, Black, Indigenous, people of color. It really resonates when you talk about repetition and resilience.
hmm
That goes back to that no. How many times did I hear no before I got a yes?
right,
But like insurance is really about the law of large numbers, as is anything else in life we do. You got to get a whole lot of no's before you get to a yes. Don't let one yes make you think you've achieved the success that you dream of in your heart.
right. Because if, especially as a business, to be in business, especially to go from it being a side hustle or just a hobby, being in business means being in business.
That's
It
right.
means money,
Making money and
making
profits.
money, having profit. And that's not just
Mhm.
one time, that's ongoing, right? And so even the conversation before about charging our worth, I made a post the other day about that on LinkedIn, but getting the our value,
Yeah.
that helps it continue to build our resilience as well versus, you know, giving the discounts. And we can do that based on our own choice and our options of us making the decisions, but
Mhm.
not the process being demanded upon us.
Yes.
Okay, so knowing self to serve others better is the other one you
Mhm.
provided, I think. And then walk in our natural gifts, you know,
Woo!
whatever it is that makes us, and I always say this even with my clients, this, and even with my content, for us to shine online, for us to draw the attention that we need from our ideal clients, we have to be our biggest fans. We
Yes.
have to know for certainty what differentiates us from others who
Mhm.
may have the same title of us, but don't do what we do, because we bring our natural gifts to the table that are
Mhm.
exclusively ours. But when we walk in our natural gifts, we own our gifts, we shine online, or we shine in person, or we shine,
Absolutely.
period. That is powerful, right? Because
It
only
is.
us.
But I'm going to share this with you
Mhm.
and your listeners or watchers. Oh, I love that. Technology.
Yes, I love technology.
My number one champion, number one fan is God.
Okay,
And I
yes.
have to give it there first because all I am is because God is. It helps me to build resilience because when the
Okay.
world knocks me down, God picks me up.
You have to have an anchor. You have to
Got to
have
have
a
an anchor.
core.
You got
Yes,
so well, for me, it's God. Now,
yes,
I'm not taking away whatever that source of faith and
yes.
belief that is greater than you and greater than this world. I'm just
Wait a minute, look at this, Dr. Helen. I'm going to get my sunglasses because these gems are blinding me. So, yes, I hope you're taking
go,
note of them.
Lori. Go, Lori. Hey, does anybody out there have any questions, Clarene?
I don't see any questions
Okay.
yet. And then, so yes,
Oh,
thanks
wait.
for the
I see my
reminder.
good friend, Tonda Bean.
I was
Hey,
caught up in
Tonda.
this conversation. I
Woo!
didn't see. So let me just do the reminder again. Where is Tonda? Oh, yes, she put it in for the book. Hey Tonda, thanks for joining. I'm sorry if I didn't give you a shout out before. I'm sorry. But um what was I going to say? If you have questions for Dr. Helen, again, this is what she does. She's a resilience and strengths expert. This is what she does through her business, Dr. Helen Holton and Associates. If you have questions, put them in the chat before we start to wrap this up. Put a capital Q, so I know it's a question. But what questions do you have for Dr. Helen? But again, she's been dropping these gems about how to build our resilience muscle and the importance of being resilient as women business owners, especially. Um, we have challenges when it comes to being business owners compared to other demographics. I will just say that. There's uniquenesses that we experience, and we have to really be resilient and stand strong and persevere and be able to continue to move our businesses forward.
Mhm.
Okay. Um, Anything else you want to add, Dr. Helen, as
Absolutely.
they're thinking about questions?
Absolutely. I'm going to say this as women, we oftentimes are challenged by our own power.
Or lack thereof.
We have it, but are we willing to claim it?
Right. There it is. Mhm.
Claim your power. If you expect the world to do that, how are they going to do it if they don't see it in you? Claim your power
Claim it, and back to what you said, walk in it.
and walk
Claim
in
it
your gift.
and walk in
Walk
that
in your gift.
boldly.
Mhm.
Okay, Tonda is here with the question. Do you have tips on starting and overcoming hesitation?
Hesitation. Yes, absolutely. As I said before, how do you interrupt those disruptions, distractions, and detours in your life? You have to push through it. But don't feel that you have to push through it by yourself. We each must identify who's my posse. When my
Right.
back is up against the wall, who do I go to and turn to? And if no one comes to mind, you've got an incredible opportunity. You've got an incredible opportunity to stop and look back along this journey. Because if you're here right now, you've faced some disruptions, distractions, and detours, but you've got over them because you're here. That doesn't mean you don't have other mountains to climb.
They keep
How do you
coming.
climb them?
Hmm.
You identify a posse. Doesn't have to be a lot of people. Well, I call them lifelines. You know, I posted on LinkedIn uh, this past Monday, last week. I hit one with braces, and I left. I was just traumatized. I was like, okay, you know what? I thought it was just gonna be this long. Have you ever found yourself someone saying something to you, but you hear something different?
Hmm. Hmm.
And when you realize that what you heard wasn't what you were being told, you got to be mindful of whose script you're subscribing to.
Mm, there's another gem. There's another gem. What's the difference? I hope that helped, Tonda. What's the difference between those who, because we all have challenges. Everyone in life have challenges, experience them. What's the difference between those who bounce back quickly and those who don't bounce back, who are not able to move forward? What's the difference? What's the key, differentiator between the two?
Time and commitment
Okay.
and priority. You know, we tend to do those things in life that are the most important to us. But I'm going to be quite honest with you. We're living in times where there are multiple things coming at us,
Right.
and they all have some level of importance.
Right.
And I stop and look back from where I've been to where I'm headed. And there are things I've accomplished that one time I thought would never be. And so, to Tonda's point, don't give up on what you feel your purpose is. And
Mm-hmm.
once again, I'm just going to say, understand who you are. Leadership assessment tools matter. They help you to have a better understanding of who you are through the best of who you are.
Mm-hmm.
That's what helps you leverage your leadership to upshift your success.
Upshift
Because
your success. That
if,
was
if you're not stepping into the best of who you are you really bringing your A game? And getting to your A game, look, we have to learn to fail forward. Failure, we all face. Are you failing forward? Because my mama taught me a long time ago, there is no such thing as standing still. Either you're moving forward or you're moving backwards. You
mm-hmm.
choose. You choose. I said before, whose script are you subscribing to? Create your own. What is your script for your life? What's your self interest? That's right. You know, as women, oh, no, it's not about me. Yeah, it is about you. It is
Yes.
about you and your self interest.
Right. That's powerful. All of that. Let me get to Diana. No worries, Diana. And you can, after this is ended, you can go back and do the replay to hear the beginning parts of it. So I am late to this. Apologies, but do you have a link for Helen? So would be interested
Oh my God.
in speaking
Speaking
with
with
these.
breast cancer survivors. Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Woo! Yes.
So let me just say this. There's no link, but what you can do, because we're all
I'm on
about this is
LinkedIn.
LinkedIn Live.
Woo!
So connect, and I'll just say this for everyone: connect with Dr. Helen on LinkedIn. And so Dr. Helen Holton is her name on LinkedIn. Connect with her, send her a message saying that you were a viewer to this episode, and whatever your question is, if you have a follow-up question, or for like with Diana, dot Anna. I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing your name. I'm sorry. The O is that A. I thought the O. I thought it was an A. But yes, connect with Dr. Helen
Please
on
do. And
LinkedIn.
just first of all, two things. I'm here today, and I would not be here today without the wise counsel and wisdom of our host, Clarene Mitchell. I'm telling you,
Thank
look,
you.
I'm one of her most recalcitrant customers, but I know what she has is helping me. And so to you,
Oh,
I love you. I
like
love you.
it's an honor having you as a client. You know that, you are a joy, and
But I want to say this
the
about Breast
honor.
Cancer Awareness Month. You
Mhm.
know, my first cousin, and I have a small family. My nuclear family died of breast cancer
Oh,
several years ago and was eulogized on my birthday.
oh, oh,
Um,
okay.
and no, but breast cancer, one of my dearest friends. I have survivors and I have others throughout life. Some beat the battle and others didn't. And so that is very near and dear to me. A
So
quick
the
story.
timing,
Here's a quick story.
the timing with that. So Deanna,
Let
please
me
be
tell you, I was
Brigetta.
17 years old. The timing. Hit me up on LinkedIn. We can go there. But at 17, I was sitting in humanities class. I never forget it. I was 17. Come on, think about it. This is the 70s. Who wore a bra if you didn't have that much to put into it? Everything. Wait. Come on, I'm being real. I brushed up against myself and felt a lump. I couldn't focus on class, nothing. I left class, went to the payphone, put my 15 cents in there. That's all it cost then. Or maybe it was a dime. And called my mother. What was my comment? Oh, mama, I have breast cancer. I found a lump at 17. But I've had a journey. To God be the glory, never diagnosed with cancer, but I've had my scares. And so thank you. Thank you
Deanna.
for
Mhm.
your condolence over my loss. But it's very real. And what I will tell you is this, and your listeners: more white women get breast cancer, but more Black women die
Wow.
of
Mm.
breast cancer.
And have more aggressive
And
cancer.
have more, because
Mhm.
later detection,
Protection
early detection is key. And
is
in this month of October, thank you. Yes, and it's National Women's Small Business Month. If
right.
you want your business to continue,
You have to be
self-care.
here.
Self-care.
Right. We have to be here to have our businesses
That's right.
continue.
That's
So
right.
we
So it
have to
goes
take
back to,
care of
what is your
ourselves.
self-interest? What is your self-interest? Because without your health, it doesn't matter all the dreams, desires you have for your life. They won't be possible if you're not here.
Oh, that struck a chord, I'm sure, with my mentor, Dr. McManus, if she's still here with us. She's a founder of Black Health Coalition of Wisconsin.
Mhm.
And I'm going to get in trouble if I say the wrong number. Recently celebrated, I think, 30 plus years for the organization. But the motto for the organization: without good health, nothing else in life matters.
Absolutely.
So there it is.
Absolutely.
Let's do the book giveaway real quick before we lose people because we're over time. So everyone, if you haven't done so already, because I have 4 entries, put in the comments # I am resilient, # I am resilient. No spacing or anything between those words, just # I am resilient. Put that in the chat. And then I will do the book giveaway, which is such a cool tool that I use with StreamYard for that. It's so fun. So I'm going to give you just a few seconds. I am resilient, # I am resilient. Put that in the chat. Any closing final words while I give people some time to do that?
Absolutely. You know, I am resilient is a wonderful mantra. Put it in the chat to get the book, but write it someplace and put it where you can see it. On the bathroom mirror. So every time you
Mhm.
come in there, look at yourself and say it to yourself. I am resilient.
Yes.
Look in the mirror and tell yourself
Yes.
what you are. It's not about whether or not you feel that you are right now, but you know what? Repetition. Sometimes you got to preach to yourself.
Yeah.
You know,
Woo! Okay, wait a minute. Let me just say this because again, she's Dr. Helen is one of my top clients, so I have insider information about her. Um, Dr. Helen, if you have not already figured it out, everyone who's watching, she's a pastor, she's a preacher, and I see
not
it
a
all in
pastor,
her.
but a preacher. Well,
She's
I'm
a
a
preacher.
pastor of community. How about that?
Yes. So I see it in her when she gets into her zone and she's dropping these gems and she's just flowing with it. But yes, we have to encourage ourselves. We have to speak into existence what may
Speak
not
these
be right
things
now, but
as if they are. Not, I'm working on it. Oh, I want it to be. No, you speak as if it is right now.
right now.
And when you look back and remember, once you've achieved that goal, I remember I didn't think this was possible.
Right. And there you go,
Resilience.
building that resiliency even more, right? All right. So let me share my screen so I can do I write, wait a minute. Deanna, let me practice. It was a beautiful name. I love saying it now that I've learned it. As a survivor, I am resilient. Yes.
How do
Now,
you apply
how
to
do I
your
apply?
career? Come on now. That's why you need to reach out.
Now, how do I apply that to my career? Let's talk, Deanna. Let's talk. Okay. And you're getting some amens here too from my mentor.
Thank you, Dr. McManus.
Let's do the book giveaway. Let's go to because I think we have, well, it's 4 entries, but we're going to do this. So, oops. Let's go because it's so fun. So watch this. Isn't that fun?
Yes. Oh, I love it.
And wait till the end.
Oh
Drum
my
roll,
goodness.
drum roll, drum roll,
Yeah.
drum roll. Tanda is a winner.
Yes. Yay, Tanda. Tanda, I'll be looking for you soon. November 13th.
All right. So Tanda, congrats. And again, I love this because I didn't do it. The tool did it automatically. But Tanda, send me a LinkedIn DM with your mailing address, your full mailing address, and I will get my LinkedIn book in the mail to you. But congratulations.
Dr. Mitchell, can I just say this?
What?
Yeah, I called you Dr. Mitchell. You come on now. We going there. Can I just say this? And I was neglecting saying it earlier. I am the president of the National Speakers Association DC chapter. That's where I met Tonda Bean.
Okay.
We were in the Speaker Academy together, and she's a phenomenal woman. She really is, and her business. So I just love all these connections going around. But I just want to invite your audience. We meet the second Saturday of every month at 9 a.m. and we're meeting virtually right now. So it's open to anybody here that would like to see more of how Clarene is able to be such a wonderful and natural host. Not that she's come through National Speakers Association, but she's practiced it. And like anything else, we practice it. I invite everyone here to visit us, check us out.
Say the name again.
National Speakers Association.
Right.
All those I am the president and the second Black woman to be president in the 41-year history of the organization.
Wow, that is phenomenal. That is phenomenal.
We're meeting virtually now. Come check us out, 9 a.m. Eastern time.
You wear so many hats. I don't know how you do it, all the hats you wear. But that's a conversation to him. To God be the glory. Yes. The whole conversation, and maybe, I may bring you back for this one. Okay. Yeah. About how the importance of public speaking when it comes to growing and developing our businesses as women entrepreneurs, how it can allow us to expand our brands and create opportunities by taking advantage of speaking opportunities, pursuing speaking opportunities and taking advantage of them, but how critical public speaking and doing it well can be for us as business owners. I always say, kind of chuckle, and I don't mean this offensively, anyone who's here, but for introverts who are business owners, it's like, how can you got to bust out of your shell. You have to be bold. You have to be able to get on stages, so to speak, even if it's just virtual stages, but you have to be able to fake the extrovert part at least and do the public speaking. So I may have you back just to have a talk about that hat that you wear with the association and the importance of public speaking when it comes to being business owners. Oh, hey, Wendy's here. Hi, Wendy. Good to see you.
Hey, Wendy.
And also look up, okay, let me see. Also look Tony Harris Taylor on the importance of speaking and networking. Okay. We're going to end because we're way over time. So thank you everyone for staying with us, your engagement, all of that. As a reminder, don't forget about the resource I shared with you about the Buy from a Black Woman business grant opportunity. The deadline is October 31st. That's quickly coming. And don't forget to join me again here every second and fourth Tuesday, like clockwork. I'm here at noon Eastern Standard Time. You never know who I may have as a guest or what the topic will be, but it's all about empowering us as women entrepreneurs, right? That's what the whole show is about. Imposter syndrome disrupted. The next episode will be on November 9th. So be here November 9th at noon Eastern Standard Time, or whatever time it is on your zone, because we have people all across the world, as was my friend from Brussels who was here with us today. And as always, don't let me forget to say, let's always, ladies, put our crowns on. I can't do it right now because of my hairstyle is different. But let's put our crowns on, our S's on our chests, and boldly boss up on LinkedIn so we can get the business that we deserve, right? Moving our businesses forward. So with that, I will see you next time here on Imposter Syndrome Disrupted. Thank you so much for joining, as always.